Guys, I've been debating whether or not I wanted to make this video for quite some time. And before I get started, let me apologize. My voice is a little bit hoarse today. I've been a little under the weather. I want to talk about some of the things that I didn't expect to encounter when I got interested in investing in real estate and when I started making a YouTube channel. And that's envy, jealousy, and other drama that you have to go through. So I've been making YouTube videos for the last 6 years almost, since 2017. I don't say that I wouldn't consider my channel successful. I've got 7,000 subscribers, and don't get me wrong, I'm grateful, immensely grateful for everybody who watches my content. It's so cool to me that people take the time to watch my stuff, that they like the videos, that people subscribe to my channel, that people leave a comment. I really appreciate all of that. But by no stretch of the imagination do I have a big head like I'm some sort of popular influencer with 7,000 subscribers on YouTube. My average video gets 400 to 700 views if I'm lucky. My shorts will do a little bit better sometimes. But, I make these videos because I genuinely like helping people. I genuinely hope that I can inspire people. I want to help people get started investing at a distance. I want to help them buy their first or next rental property. And luckily, I've been able to do that so far. And I'm grateful for the opportunity. I've been blessed to make that happen. One of the struggles that I didn't anticipate encountering was people not supporting me who used to support me. Now, I always knew I was going to garner a certain amount of hate online from people who either are anti-capitalist or anti-landlord, or they just hate to see people be successful, or they're angry at themselves and they're mad they don't have money and they don't want to see somebody else achieve something. What I didn't expect, what I never anticipated when it came to investing in real estate and getting some sort of YouTube success was the fact that sometimes haters will come from your group of friends. And that type of hate is worse. It's worse than anything else. Like they say, betrayal is the worst because it comes from people you don't expect it to. I've been making videos for years, and people who found me, followed me, or people that I've chatted with, or people that I've taken advice from, or people that I've, asked for help from, and I've had good relationships and good conversations with. And then somehow, over the years, somehow over time, that relationship sours. And I don't know why. I was never disrespectful. I never said anything rude. I've done nothing but praise them over the years. And just in case anybody's watching this, it isn't just one person. There's lots of people that I've had this happen with. And over time, the comments they leave in my videos stop being congratulatory, stop being supportive, and instead become passive aggressive, even occasionally outright aggressive, name calling, judgmental, and it just surprises me. It's so odd that someone, and at first you read that and you see that, you're like, oh, well, okay, I'll take what they said. Obviously, I'm going to reassess because I respect this individual's opinion. They must be looking out for me. They probably have my best interests at heart. And then you see it video after video. Maybe they'll post a story after you post something and their story's related to your video and they're talking trash about something you just said, but they're not calling you out by name, Or they'll send you a message and say, oh, is this really what you're doing? Wow, I can't believe you're doing that. Wow, you're not as frugal or conservative with your money as I am. Just like those little subtle digs that at first it's not really a huge ordeal. You just, respond, you just have a conversation about it. But then it happens again and again and again, over and over. And you just sit there and go, man, does this person, what did I do to offend this person? You were on my team. We're buddies. What's going on here? And so, to be completely candid, I have to sit here and say it's probably some sort of jealousy. And I sit here and I understand it. I understand the allure. Because and let me explain. Who makes me jealous? Who do I get envious of when I watch their videos? When I talk to them? I'm going to be 100% honest. Cody. Dude, Cody is 10 years younger than me. Almost exactly 10 years younger than me. So, unbelievably more successful with real estate than me. Way more rentals, way more passive income. He always makes the joke, well, I never had to retire early because I never had a job, so how can you retire from something you didn't have? Ha ha, ha ha. And I don't want people to think that I have a bad relationship with Cody. Cody and I are friends. He's asked me to speak at his events multiple times. He's a great guy. He's very inspirational. But when I watch his videos, and when I watch how much success he has, and when I hear about another 20-unit building that he got locked up under some seller financing deal, it feels like a stab at me. And I know that I shouldn't feel that way. And I try my best to guard against it. I say, okay, obviously, I can't just sit here and be pissed off that he's doing better than me. But I think to a certain degree, I played soccer at a very high level. I've been on a SWAT team. The only way you get to be, in something as competitive as the SWAT team, not just some, there's a lot of small departments that will have a SWAT team or a tactical team, and it's really just an excuse for them to kind of, oh yeah, we're cool guys, but like when you're on the largest department in a state with 7 million people, and you had to try out and go through all of this training and maintain all these certifications, and then within SWAT teams, there's tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 teams, and tier 1 is the best. When you're on a tier 1 SWAT team for a major agency, like the competitive mindset that you have to pass the physical fitness test, to do all this, to shoot and move and communicate and be in physical fit, like it's insane how competitive you have to be to make that happen. Same thing when I played soccer at a high level. I'm just a naturally very competitive person. So when I see Cody out here making me look like I suck at real estate investing, it's very hard not to be like, God dang it. Where did I screw up? What am I not doing well enough? He's destroying me. I mean, my entire mindset for years of playing soccer was, I want to start. Who's better than me? That guy is. What's he better at? Oh, he's a little bit faster? I'm going to run. Oh, he's a little bit stronger? I'm going to lift weights. Oh, he can pass the ball. He's got more technical skills. Mixing up my words because of SWAT world. Technical skills than me? I better work on my footwork. I better work on my dribbling. I better work on my first touch. And you do that, and then you say, okay, now I can outplay this person. Now I can outposition them on the team, and I can be in first place. And so I understand how probably the type of person who's interested in investing in real estate does have that competitive mindset. And the age gap between me being 10 years older than Cody and sitting here, and what I really think it boils down to, what I really think the genesis of the problem is, if I was going to be psychologist Mike for a second, it's that you sit there, I sit here and I look and I go, there's a 10-year difference between Cody and I. Have I wasted a decade of my life? Have I wasted 10 years of my life thinking I was chasing my goal the right way, only to come to find out later that this guy did it so much faster, so much better, so much more successfully in literally every measurable metric that there is. More passive income, more cash flow, more properties owned, certainly more podcasts, more YouTube subscribers, like just destroying me by every measurable metric that there is. And so I have to sit here and it's a very bitter pill to swallow that somewhere along the line we made choices that put us on divergent paths, and his is superior. Hands down, superior by all of those metrics. Even the metric of like who's helped more people. Of course he's sold to hundreds of people. I mean, I'm extremely grateful that I've been able to, I get to say I've helped, 10 to 15 people buy their first rental property. Like I'm very blessed to say it. But I mean, even in that regard, he's crushing me. And so, I see that and I can understand why some of the people who maybe come for me in the comments of my videos, some of the people who message me, some of the people who passively aggressively or outright aggressively insult me or say rude things to me, I can only imagine because Cody and I are 10 years apart. And I'm still a young guy, early 30s. I've got all this time in front of me before I would even come close to someone looking at me and saying, you should be retired. I've got all this opportunity, all of this potential. I can still accomplish so many things. I'm only getting started. And the people who message me whose demeanor I know has changed are in their 50s, maybe even their 60s. And I got to sit here and I feel bad for them. I really do, because I'm thinking now, okay, if I put myself in their shoes, imagine how I feel with Cody. They're 55. They're 60. Their potential is pretty much used up. Their time is almost gone. Their energy is not what it used to be. Everything that made them competitive, it's slowly fading away. And they look back at somebody who's 20 or 30 years younger than them, me. And they say to themselves, did I screw up? Did I make the mistake? Did I spend 3 or 4 decades chasing a goal and now find out at 50 or 60 that I did the wrong thing? I can't imagine how frustrating or truly heartbreaking that would be. And I think probably the reasonable response is, it would be unbelievably hard to say, yeah, someone did it better than me. Someone was smarter than me. Someone was more clever than me. I did not take the quickest route. I didn't take it. I wandered in the wilderness for 40 years, unguided. And it's very hard to make that assessment about yourself. And so I think that probably what happens is it's easier to cast stones. I think it's a little bit easier to tear someone down. I think it's a little bit easier to, try to stain somebody's glory so that way you don't have to look at it as much. And I get it. I get the allure. Sometimes I look at Cody and I'm like, well, maybe what he did is just too risky. He was just willing to be more risky than me. And I said, well, but it's working for him. It's working for him. And I hear him talk about the systems and processes he has in place to protect himself. And I hear him talk about the cash flow that he generates to pay for maintenance and vacancies. And I sit there and say, no, maybe it's not that he's over leveraged. Maybe it's not. Maybe I just have to suck it up and say he's straight up better than me. And I think that's the right approach. As hard as it is to do, I get that it is hard to freaking do it. But two good things happen from it. Number one, if you're honest with yourself like that, you can then say, how do I get better? How do I win? How do I catch back up? Because that's what I want to do. I hate losing. Oh God, I hate losing so much. The only thing worse than losing is being called lazy. But losing is pretty effing terrible. And so I sit here and I look at these guys who talk trash to me on a regular basis, that are my friends, but have for a long time stopped being very friendly to me and decided to be significantly more judgmental. And again, it's not just one person, it's multiple people. And part of me just goes, I kind of feel bad for him. Like, you could sit here, you can throw stones at what I'm doing, but I haven't done anything that's risky. I've got all my systems and processes in place. I do everything I can to help other people. I don't do anything except for speak positively about you and about anybody else. I've had a rule since I was, I even remember when I first started this rule, probably 18 or 19. I was like, you never ever speak poorly of someone to someone else, because you never know who's watching and you never know who they're friends with and you never know who they're going to go run their mouth to. So if you want to talk bad about somebody, you have to be unbelievably careful who you choose to vent to. So I don't do it. I don't do it. I don't think it's right. Plus, I really just, I think that putting out that type of negativity is only going to come back and bite you at some point. So hopefully this video did not come across as me just saying, oh, I'm jealous Cody's so much better than me. I am jealous Cody's so much better than me, but not in a bitter, angry, frustrated way, but it's going to have to motivate me to do better. I have got to do better. I've got to catch up. I've got to figure out a way to take it to the next level. And for the people out there that that throw stones at me, you ain't going to tear me down. I don't give up. I've got way more time on the clock than you do. So you can just watch me through the cloud of dust that I'm leaving behind me as I get further and further away from you. And I guess, I made this video because it was just something that was unexpected. And I don't know if it's necessarily all because of real estate or all because of YouTube. Some of it's a combination of both. If I was just doing my real estate stuff and I wasn't putting it out there, my strategies, my systems, my processes, an inviting challenge. Who am I to sit here and be like, okay, I'm going to talk about everything I'm doing that's well. Of course I'm going to get hate. And again, I don't mind getting hate. I love the hate. The hate makes me laugh. It's good for fun. I love engaging with people in the comment section. That's the part of me that makes me like the lumberjack. Matt, the lumberjack, loves to go down the comment section. It could be an article written about him with 2,000 comments, and he's going to go comment by comment, just eviscerating people. Typos left and right because he can't spell to save his freaking life when he's fat fingering it on his phone. But he's just going to go hard at people, and I relate to that. I love fight. Let's fight. I'm a fighter. But I also admire somebody like Dion. And Dion, for those of you who don't know, Dion and I become really good friends. We're lucky that we live close to each other. We hang out all the time. I spend a ton of time with him. He is a very, genuinely good person. Genuinely a good person. I know people have their personas online and you never can tell if somebody's actually who they claim to be, but he genuinely just likes helping people. He genuinely just likes talking to people. And if he's ever had a jealous thought in his mind, I wouldn't know. I've had conversations with him about stuff we could never talk about or we'd get banned. And part of it's because we were both cops and we've seen a lot of death and we have dark senses of humor because that's the only way you make it through that type of job. I've talked to them about everything I can think of. Relationships, both bitter and divorced. Cops, real estate, living in Washington, all of it. I've never heard him even utter something that would make me say, oh, he sounds a little bitter or jealous. I don't know how he does. I don't know how you do that. But it's very impressive. So yeah, I love being like the lumberjacks. I love to fight. And I'm not trying to say Matt's a jealous guy. I don't think he is either. I think he just crushes people that get in his way. But Dion really, truly is just like, he's just a good person who just cares about other people. And if somebody is doing better than him, dude, he'll just be your biggest freaking cheerleader. It's impressive to me. So I hope that I come off as never afraid of a fight, never going to back down, willing to accept any challenge, but humble enough that I can support people who do better than me, cheer on the ones who make me look bad, and never become bitter or jealous. That's what I hope for myself. That's what I would hope for you. I used to make a lot more videos where I kind of talked about some of the emotions that I was feeling as an early landlord or as an early person just trying to get a loan. And I haven't really talked about anything like the emotional aspect of investing in real estate. You know, I thought there would be more stress with the day-to-day, you know, oh, these tenants, oh no, oh, these projects, you know, I mean, like stuff happens, but that stuff's just right off my back. I mean, when you've been shot at before for work, not a lot of stuff bothers you or stresses you out. I mean, it's just like when you put it into perspective, it's like, oh yeah, this plumbing incident just happened. But I didn't have to hear bullets ping off the metal next to me on an armored vehicle. So, you know, I still got blood pumping through my veins. How bad could it be? But there's just something about people you trust, respect, and admire changing the way that they talk to you in an almost imperceptible fashion, but you can perceive it. And then that happens over time, and you just sit there and you're like, man, why? What did I do? And then on top of it, I really hope I don't do that to anybody else. I want to be better than that. This was a rant. This was a complaint. Maybe I was just venting. I don't usually get emotional. Again, guys, I'm sorry my voice is a little bit toasted today. So like the video or don't. I don't care. Appreciate you guys as always for watching. Thanks for being here, and we'll catch you next time.